If I think I'm going to mispronounce a word, or if I know I butcher a word, I will spell it out. If I feel like it's taking away from the question, I will read it a third time. So if for whatever reason feels like it's lost in translation a little bit, I'll pass it along a third time to you. But we start, this is from 2018. Again, the game board, again, for context, 2018. Body language is our first category. Body language. Risky Quizness v. Cradle of Trivialization. Away we go. Body language for 1 point. Cut off your blank to spite your face. Cut off your... Megan?
Nose.
Nose is correct. Cut off your nose to spite your face. Body language for 2 points. By the skin of his this. Chelsea?
Teeth.
By the skin of his teeth is correct. Body language, 3 points. Alluding to a bad boxer, led with one's blank. Alluding to a RW.
Chin.
Chin is correct for 3 points. Body language, 4 points. Rack your blank. Rack, Abby?
Brain.
Brain is correct for 4 points. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interned with their... Sam?
Bones.
Bones is correct for 5 points. Well done. Places of sport and amusement. Places of sport and amusement. With 10 million gallons of water, the USA's largest one of these opened in Atlanta in 2005. Amy?
Swimming pool?
Swimming pool is incorrect, minus 1 point. Pass that over to Cradle of Trivialization for a potential steal. I'll read it one more time. With 10 million gallons of water, the USA's largest one of these opened in Atlanta in 2005.
I think it's water park.
Water park. Yeah. I don't know.
It sounds good for a point, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, water park.
Final answer is incorrect. The correct answer is an aquarium. An aquarium. Places of sport and amusement. 4-letter place for roller fun. 4-letter plate. RW?
Rink.
Rink is correct. Places of sport and amusement for 3 points. Footwear is key at this indoor location where a turkey is cause for congratulate. Chelsea?
Bowling alley.
Bowling alley is correct for 3 points. California's official state theater is the Pasadena one. On TV, Pee Wee Herman had a more RW?
Funhouse.
Funhouse is incorrect, minus 4 points. California's official state theater is the Pasadena one. On TV, Pee Wee Herman had a more informal one. Over to Risky Quizness for a potential steal.
Playhouse.
I was going to say Playhouse. Yeah.
Okay. Playhouse. Final answer.
That is correct for 4 points. Playhouse, not funhouse. But you can have fun in a playhouse. But places of sports and amusement, 5 points. This word is from French and Latin. Sorry, let me rephrase. This word is from French and Latin words meaning bicycle and course. This word is from French and Latin words meaning bicycle and course. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the velodrome. The velodrome. That's the crazy bike track that they do in the Olympics. So for those who don't like the really tight, that's called a velodrome. And I only watch that because of the crashes, if I'm going to be completely honest about it. A matter of biblical life and death. A matter of biblical life and death. During the time of the prophet Samuel, the Israelites lost more than 30,000 soldiers fighting this group. During the time of the prophet Samuel, the Israelites lost more than 30,000 soldiers fighting this group. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Philistines. The Philistines is the answer. This is the second religion category we've had today. The first one went very well. I don't know if this one's going to go as well this time by the first, but we'll see. A matter of biblical life and death. Following Jesus' example, Paul brings back to life a man who fell out of a window in this New Testament book. Following Jesus's example, Paul brings back to life a man who fell out of a window in this New Testament book. Amy.
Corinthians?
Corinthians is incorrect, minus 2 points. We go over to Cradle of Trivialization for a potential steal. I'll read it one more time. Following Jesus's example, Paul brings back to life a man who fell out a window in this New Testament book.
I might have this wrong, but is Paul the one who wrote letters? Or
I don't tell my grandfather. I have no idea.
It is.
You just
Yeah.
tell me.
Romans. It's Acts, Romans, one of the two. But I don't know for sure.
Pass
Yeah, I
or
don't-
play?
For 2 points at stake, if you have a reasonable guess, I'll take it.
No.
Not reasonable.
All right, we pass.
You were right with what he wrote, but wrong on the which one. Acts is the correct answer. Acts. So the clue there is that following Jesus' example, his acts, all of the stories in that are the acts of Jesus. A matter of biblical, I looked that up. That's why I know that. I don't know that otherwise. A matter of biblical life and death. 3 points. In Genesis 19, these two cities near the Dead Sea have fire and brimstone rain down on them. In Genesis, Chelsea?
Sodom and Gomorrah?
That is correct for 3 points. A matter of biblical life and death. In number 16, Korah and his, they don't have commas where they belong. In number 16, Korah and his house are swallowed up by the earth for rebelling against this leader. In number 16, Korah, Korah, and his house are swallowed up by the earth for rebelling against this leader. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moses. And a matter of biblical life and death for 5 points. The book of Daniel mentions false accusers in Babylon being devoured by these beasts. The book of Abby?
Lions.
Lions is correct for 5 points. All right, we close out our first round of Jeopardy with the Celebrity Opines. The Celebrity Opines, O-P-I-N-E-S. The Celebrity Opines. For 1 point. Bend it like this soccer star. Megan. Beckham is correct. People don't think I've got the brains to be clever, he once said. The Celebrity Opines for 2 points. Oops, this singer did it again. Sam.
Britney Spears.
That is correct. I get to go to lots of overseas places like Canada, she said once. The Celebrity Opines for 3 points. This Life of Pablo rapper said, I think people think I like to think a lot, and I don't. I don't like to think. This Life of Pablo rapper said, I think people think I like to think a lot, and I don't. I don't like to think. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think this is huge, but Kanye West. Kanye West once said that. The Celebrity Opines. He'd be back to say the difference between Chelsea.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That is correct. Is that your second answer here in this category? Did you buzz twice? No,
That's my
first. Okay.
first.
Thank you. Just clarifying. All right, 5 points. This actress who played April in many Sharknado movies said, I make Jessica Simpson look like a rocket. Megan.
Tara Reid.
That is correct. She said, I make Jessica Simpson look like a rocket scientist. Oh, I'm sorry. I even misread the quote because of thinking the word was there. I make Jessica Simpson look like a rock scientist is actually what she said. So there you have it. Apologize for misreading, but I filled in the blank without even realizing it wasn't there. Let's continue on to some pub trivia. These are all worth 3 points. In 1995, what country created the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to examine RW?
Rwanda.
Rwanda is incorrect, minus 3 points. In 1995, what country created the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to examine its past? Potential steal here for risky Quizness.
Any guesses?
Nope.
Pass or play?
For passing.
Passing.
Passing. South Africa. South Africa. Up next. What Pixar animated character has a parent named Coral? What Pixar? Abby.
Nemo.
Nemo is correct for 3 points. What political figure had a mechanical heart pump installed in 2010 that lit? Amy?
Dick Cheney?
That is correct for 3 points.
Yeah, he's a robot.
It continues to say that left him literally without a pulse. There you go. Let's continue on here. In 1996, Olympic gymnast Kerri Strug landed her gold medal clinching vault despite what injury? Amy?
Sprained ankle?
That is correct. That is for 3 points. So we have 2 more to go. Amy, you're now out of the next two. Out of the next two. In 1994, 17-year-old Letitia Thompson asked Bill Clinton the famous question, is it what? RW.
Boxers or briefs?
That is correct for 3 points. You are now out for this last question, RW, as you buzzed in twice. In 1995, what Muppet debuted his signature cologne, a scent called Amphibia? Chelsea.
Kermit the Frog.
That is correct for 3 points. All right, we move on to our next three. In 2006, Russell Crowe and his wife named their newborn baby Tennyson after a famous what? Megan?
Poet.
Poet is correct. In 2007, Forrest Whitaker won the Oscar for portraying Idi Amin, the former dictator of what country? In 2007, Forrest Whitaker won the Oscar for portraying Idi Amin. RW?
The risk of getting my second African history question wrong, Uganda.
Uganda is correct. Well done. Appreciate that. Let's see what else we got here. Scrolling. 3 more to go. All right. Where'd the question go? What TV and podcast personalities fans express their allegiance by proclaiming themselves members of Team Coco? What TV? Megan?
Conan O'Brien.
That is correct. 2 more to go. What TV star was famous for his high stage exiting catchphrase, and away we go? What TV star was famous for his stage exiting catchphrase, and away we go? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fun fact about me hosting radio or a podcast, that's actually the phrase I use to open all of my sports podcasts without knowing it was in fact Jackie Gleason who made that phrase famous. So I have many people going, oh, you're just copying Jackie Gleason. I said, I had no idea. Anyway, we move on. 2 more to go. Is somebody unmuted? Angela, I gotcha. There you go. All right. What U.S. agency is headquartered in a D.C. area neighborhood known as Langley? What U.S. Chelsea?
The CIA.
That is correct. Final clue or final question here. What U.S. city has a public transportation system known as MARTA? Megan?
Atlanta.
Atlanta is correct for 3 points. Well done. We head into round 2, 33 to 30. Cradle of Trivialization is on top. We go back to Jeopardy for Double Jeopardy, and we begin with Thanks for the Memoirs. Thanks for the Memoirs. Mrs. Kennedy and Me by Clint Hill recounts his time in this protective agency in the early 1960s. Mrs. Kennedy and Me by Clint Hill recounts his time in this Chelsea?
The Secret Service.
That is correct for 2 points. Thanks for the Memoirs. Julia Child cooked up a story of her culinary travels titled My Life in This Country. Julia Child cooked up a story of her... Amy.
France.
France is correct for 4 points. Thanks for the Memoirs for 6. Peter Falk's memoir takes this title from the 4-word phrase with which Columbo would annoy the guilty. Peter Falk's memoir, RW.
Just one more thing.
That is correct for 6 points. Thanks for the Memoirs, 8 points. This alliterative title of Evelyn Waugh's memoir, W-A-U-G-H '(s) memoir, is what Alexander Pope described as, quote, a dangerous thing. This alliterative title of Evelyn Waugh's, W-A-U-G-H, memoir is what Alexander Pope described as, quote, a dangerous thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little learning is a dangerous thing. A little learning. For 10 points. A Journal of a Soul was a testament of this man who got a new job in Rome in 1958. A Journal of a Soul was the testament of this man who got a new job in Rome in 1958. RW.
Pope John Paul II.
That is correct. Well done. All right. Movie remakes. Movie remakes. We start with 2 points. 51-34. Cradle of Trivialization on top. Cradle, yes. Okay. Movie remakes. Ringu became this Scarefest. Ringu became this Scarefest? Megan.
The Ring.
The Ring is correct. They had a awesome viral campaign before they left the tape from The Ring on college campuses around the country to get college students to put it in, and then the promo was at the end of it. It's pretty impressive. I was one of the ones who planted those tapes on campus, got paid a lot of money to do it. Movie remakes. Sorry to anyone who went to Rutgers in the early 2000s. That was my fault. Movie remakes for 4 points. In a 2007 remake, Russell Crowe is the bad guy the law wants to put on this title train. Sam?
I pressed the button by accident. Sorry.
Any guess before we...
Les Mis. It's not.
That's awesome. No, that is incorrect. Minus 4 points. Pass it over to Cradle for potential steal. In a 2007 remake, Russell Crowe is the bad guy the law wants to put on this title train.
Why do I think it's the 310 to Yuma?
That is a train title, and it sounds like it was 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
I think
Uh,
you're right.
Do you want to put however many points it is on it, or do you want to pass?
I think
Pass
she's
it
right. I
over.
think it is the 310 to Yuma.
Okay, we're going with 310 to Yuma.
That is correct for 4 points. Movie remakes for 6 points. You'll, Y-U-L, you'll definitely know this 1960 remade version of The Seven Samurai. RW.
The Magnificent Son of Seven.
That is correct. Movie remakes, 8 points. This 1968 Steve McQueen Faye Dunaway caper, was remade in 1999. This 1968 Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway caper was remade in 1999. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyone have a guess? I see RW and Amy are both searching the recesses of their brain. It won't count now, Amy, but do you have a guess?
I know. Thomas Crown Affair?
That is correct. That
Son
would
of
have been
a-
the correct.
Okay.
All right. Sometimes better to be bold. Movie remakes. Wim Wenders' Wings of Desire was remade as this with Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan. Wim Wenders' Megan.
City of Angels.
That is correct for 10 points. Did anyone else think City of Angels was a terrible movie? No? Oh, all right. Sorry. I don't mean to.
Goo Goo Dolls did a great soundtrack, though.
Okay. Yes, that's fine. I will yield the time on the floor for that statement. But borrowed words. I may just have a bias towards Nicolas Cage. That might just be what it is. Borrowed words for 2 points. Italian words for in the fresh air give us this adjective for things done out. Chelsea?
Al fresco.
That is correct for 2 points. Borrowed words. This word from the French for one who knows is applied to those with good taste. This word from the French for one who knows is applied for those with good taste. 5. Chelsea?
I might butcher this, but connoisseur.
No butcher. Look who you're talking to. You got it right, and you said it correctly. So well done. Connoisseur is correct. You've now answered 2, so you're out. Borrowed words. You can get wine at this grocery store whose name means wine shop in Spanish. You can get wine at this grocery store whose name means wine shop in Spanish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any New York residents here? Sam, your local bodega? Borrowed words. You get like wine, and fake wine and sandwiches that were left out for days. Bodegas.
The most embarrassed Brooklynite right now.
Yeah.
Whoops.
That's fine. Borrowed words for 8 points. The Arabic word for lawful gave us this word meaning slaughtered according to Islamic law. The Arabic word for lawful gave us this, RW?
Halal.
That is correct for 8 points. Did not know that, actually. Borrowed words. Okay. From the German, it's a vending machine or a restaurant full of them in New York City of yore. Megan.
Automat.
That is correct for 10 points. Well done. 75 to 52. Is that right? Yes. Great. Let's go. Final. Somebody is IMing me way too many times. Pardon me 1 second. Why? Okay. Great. always get concerned when you get like that 7 Gmail notifications in a row that something is not going right somewhere. But we're good. Let's continue on here. Presidents' 1-syllable last names. Presidents' 1-syllable last names. It's a very finite group of individuals, but here we go. President's 1-syllable last names for 2 points. He served in the House of Representatives from 1949 to 1973. He served in the House of Representatives from 1949 to 1973. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford. President's 1-syllable last names. Before he was president, he was Teddy Roosevelt's Secretary of War. Before he was president, he was Teddy Roosevelt's Secretary of War. 5, 4. Amy?
Taft?
Taft is correct for 4 points. 75-56. President's 1-syllable last names for 6. His classmates at West Point called him Sam. RW.
Grant.
Grant is correct, as in Uncle Sam. President's 1-syllable last names. The son of a governor of New Hampshire. RW.
Bush.
Bush is incorrect, minus 8 points there. The son of a governor of New Hampshire. He was known as Young Hickory. Potential still here for risky Quizness. 8 points.
Governor of New Hampshire.
Amy, you look like the cogs in your brain are turning.
Yeah, I'm thinking of all the possible one name.
Pass
like,
or
single-
play.
The only one I could think of is Pierce, but I don't know.
There's James K. Polk. I don't know. I don't know. What
Pass or
Yeah,
play?
No, I don't think so.
10, 9, 8.
Anyone?
7.
We're good.
6.
Pass.
Pass. The correct answer is Pierce.
Son of. Okay. All right.
Oh, Amy. You make this fun. President's 1-syllable last names for 10 points. He was elected in the nation's centennial year. He was elected in the nation's centennial year. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rutherford B. Hayes. Rutherford B. Hayes. All right, pub trivia. Plenty of points still on the board. In fact, there's 60 of them. And we have a score of 73-56. A game very much still in the balance. Let's see what we got here. What U.S. landmark is outfitted with multiple foghorns because its locale is so often enveloped in dense fog? What U.S. Amy?
Golden Gate Bridge.
That is correct for 6 points. What U.S. president famously declared that he once felt, quote, as strong as a bull moose? What U.S. president? RW.
Teddy Roosevelt.
That is correct for 6 points. In 2010, what actress helped her 3-year-old son launch his own Twitter account, Liam's World? In 2010, what actress helped her 3-year-old son launch his own Twitter account, Liam's World? 5, 4, 3, 2. Megan.
Tori Spelling.
That is correct for 6 points. 79-68. Make sure these. Okay. What U.S. state is divided into 2 regions called the Upper Peninsula and the Lower? RW.
Michigan.
That is correct for 6 points. Sorry, just making sure these are accurate because they've moved around a little bit in my spreadsheet. In 2010, what country's cultural minister banned mullets and ponytails for men as being decadent? In 2010, what country's cultural minister banned mullets and ponytails for men as being decadent? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Iran. What U.S. reality show has a Chinese version whose title translates directly to Forward at High Speeds? What U.S. reality show has a Chinese version whose title translates to forward at high speeds? Five, four, three, two, one. Amazing Race. The Amazing Race. Let's see, one more in this set. Then we go for 5 more. In 2010, an Oregon man legally changed his name to Captain Awesome in honor of a character from what TV show? In 2010, an Oregon man legally changed his name to Captain Awesome in honor of a character from what TV show? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I believe it starred Zachary Levi. Chuck. Chuck is the television show. All right, 5 more to go. In 2010, an Amish teenager led police on a wild 1-mile chase while driving a what? In 2010, Chelsea?
A horse and buggy.
A horse and buggy is correct for 6 points. In 2010, Barbara Walters joked she chose a cow valve for her heart surgery over one from what non-kosher animal? Sam?
A pig.
A pig is correct for 6 points. 91 to 74. 3 more to go. Let's see. In 2010, Robert Halderman was sentenced to 6 months in jail for attempting to blackmail what late-night comic? In 2010, Robert Halderman was sentenced to 6 months in jail for attempting to blackmail what late-night comic? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. David Letterman. David Letterman. Last one as we close out this match, 91-74. In 2010, the long-running Kathy comic strip ended with Kathy making what revelation? In 2010, the long-running Kathy comic strip ended with Kathy revealing what revelation? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She was having a baby. She was having a baby. That's going to do it. Great match. Done in under a half hour. Impressive as it were. 91 to 74. Cradle of Trivialization over Risky Quizness. One more match for each of you to go. They are spread out a little bit because we have the July 4th holiday coming up. And then we'll finish up. We'll tally up the total points and point differential for any ties. And then we'll move on to the single elimination tournament towards the end of July. Thanks for playing, everybody.